All right. On Facebook Live, anybody that's on Facebook Live, did it cut off? Did it cut off on? Did it cut off on you guys and you weren't able to hear some of the verses? Let me know. All right. Right here we see in verse 65, and among verse 65 of Deuteronomy 28, and among these nations shall you find no ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest. But you shall give you there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And your life shall hang in doubt before you. And you shall fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of your life. And is that not what happened to us? Is that not the case? Are we not always asking, man, if I go out, man, if I go out here, if my child go out or somebody go out here, are they gonna get shot by the up just for being that? Just for being this so-called color, so-called black? Right? See, it's all in the earth thousands of years before. The other knew was gonna happen. No, but disobeyed up. This happened. That's better. This happened. So why a lot of times we think we can do the same thing? We're gonna get out by doing the same thing. We got put in is by sinning. Why you think sinning or trying to do it your way gonna get you out? Really? Stop it. That's called insanity. You're doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Still doing the same thing, expecting a different result. No, you be sitting stuck right there. Then ditch. Verse 67. In the morning you shall say, would to Elohim it were evening. And at evening you shall say, would to Elohim it were morning. For the fear of your heart, wherewith you shall fear, and for the sight of your eyes, which you shall see. Verse 68. And you shall bring you into Egypt again with ships. By the way, with ships. By the way whereof I spoke unto you, you shall see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you. That shall buy you right there. No man shall redeem you. So that ain't meaning, oh, when you get there, it wasn't gonna be one of those slave masters that bought up with the auctions. No, so it's not saying that, because you know they got bought, like this word buy right here at the auction. So it's saying no man shall redeem you. So ain't no man, ain't no regular person. But then talking about, oh, I'm gonna redeem you. Oh, I'm a Messiah, I'm gonna get you out. No, the Messiah is Yahushua Mashiach, Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God, the Son of. He and his Father are one. You himself where it must. Understand that. That's what it said. No man. No mere man. Yahushua Mashiach is the Son of. He was just up here. He's the Word made flesh. Dwelt among. He seated at the right hand of the throne of now, like it say in Hebrew 12, and verse 2. Okay. Shalom, Brother Tim. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. All right, that was Deuteronomy 28. Okay, as you can see, that quite simply shows you who the true people is. Get mad? I don't care. Say that's anti-Semitism. I don't care. We already showed you that's hypocritical for them to say anti-Semitism when they've been anti-Shemitic the whole time. A hypocrite with his neighbor, excuse me, a hypocrite with his mouth destroys his neighbor. But by knowledge shall the just be delivered. That's Proverbs 11 and 9. Tell the truth. What did it say? True. True. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Whom the Son sets free is free indeed. What you see here, even though those things could be on our people, our nation, oh y'all, you know what I'm saying, our people, our nation as a whole, I'm talking about those of true Israel. I'm not talking about America, I'm talking about those of true Israel. When I say that, those are true Judah, when I say that, if you do, like it says in the first 14 verses, then you was for the blessings. So you can have these things, these blessings individually, okay? And your family, if y'all are following them like that. So understand that. So we don't make that as a excuse. Oh man, we can't do that, man. Oh man, we didn't do nothing, bro. Man, we did. No, don't worry. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. Let's see what Deuteronomy 29 and 30 says, though. When I say that right there, I'm talking about chapters 29 and chapter 30. Okay? Deuteronomy 29. These are the words of the covenant, which you have commanded Moshe to cut the children of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he cut with them in Horeb. And Moshe called unto all Israel and said unto them, what is that? Ye have seen all that Yahweh did before your eyes in the land of Mizraim unto Pharaoh, and unto all his servants, and unto all his land. The great temptations which your eyes have seen, the signs and those great miracles. Verse 4, yet Yahweh has not given you a heart to perceive, and eyes to see, and ears to hear unto this day. All right, let's get Isaiah 29 and 10. We'll get Isaiah 29 and 10 real quick. Let's see what he mean. Let's see what he mean by this. Yeah. Isaiah 29 verse 10. Ooh. For it says, for Yahweh has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers has he covered. Hold on. That ain't the only place we going. We'll give you 3 witnesses here. Matthew 13, verse 13. Okay, that's where I want to go. Let's see. Yep. Therefore, speak I to them in parables, because they seeing, see not, and hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which says, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and not perceive. Mm. All right. Hold on, we got another spot. Let's go back to Isaiah. That's a whole discussion in itself when we talk about that spirit of stupor. All right. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9 and 10. And he said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and return and be healed. Mm. So that group didn't have a heart to receive. They didn't have eyes to see, ears to hear. Like Mashiach would say quite a bit, that he that have ears to hear, let him hear. Right? He that have ears to hear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches, the assemblies. We'll use that word, the assemblies, the caught out ones, the elect, right? Okay, the assemblies. A hearing heart. I mean, your heart is really written. You're really getting understand. You really understand what he said. That's what it's saying. Understanding to the point that you'll do it. Not only understanding to the point you'll do it, but understanding to the point that your thoughts are where they need to be, your words are where they need to be, and your deeds. They all line up. And they line up with what? What he told you to do. Verse 5. That's why you had groups when Mashiach would say something, it would just fly over their head. They'd be like, hmm. But that's just like when you got people that read. Yeah, exactly. You got people that be like, "Oh, I read the whole Bible," and there be people that be atheists, right? They don't even believe it. Be like, "Read the whole Bible 5 times." Nonsense. Oh, okay, but they don't have no understanding. They just reading it like it was a regular book. It's not a regular book, man. Anybody was saying that movie, the Never Ending Story? That thing about older than actually it is. I believe that movie is older than. I'm 31, but that was kind of how Never Ending Story was. Like you literally lived it. Okay, so they were basically trying to give you a picture, of that in that story. See, that's what they do with a lot of these movies. It'd be stuff a lot of times that relate to the word, or relate to other stuff similar to the word, along with other type of things or type of beliefs, but they throw it in there. But that what this is. To be honest, this is the true. Never understood. This is the true eternal story. Come on, this is what truthfully continues on. So you saw how Buddy read, and then it would come up on the book, and then it would be blank, right? And it would come up as he lived. It would write up it was. Everything that we do is already written, But we're gonna do the one about the books soon. Y'all gonna love that one. We're gonna do the one about the books. Like when they say in the books shall be open. When they say all our members are written, right? And in the song, they talk about that. Book of Remembrance. I believe that's in Malachi. Yeah, that's 3:16 in Malachi. And you, of course, I thought what? The Lamb's Book of Life. Okay. Let's go to verse 5. And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not waxing old upon you, and your shoe is not waxing old upon your foot. Anybody got some shoes don't last 40 years? I ain't 40 years old. I ain't had a shoe even get nowhere, probably not even half that long. Of course, my foot would have been a little smaller when I was like 10 though, right? That's tell them I know you busy, but you might be able to tell me if you had a pair of shoes for 40 years and that shoe ain't waxed old at all. If you even had it for 40 years, we're gonna sit there and keep their shoes for that long now. You know how we be, I gotta get my new ones, man. I got these new ones, I better throw them out. If they get, some people don't get 40 days with shoes. Their shoe was not waxing old for 40 years, and they were in the wilderness. Their clothes were not waxing old up in them. Their clothes still look like dude when they were 40 years. You would thought they just got them clothes. I think we read past this fast. We don't realize how much of a that was. What? We talking about clothes in a wilderness. We ain't even talking about in like something that's a little better like here. My bros, my babies. Right. But you're not able to wear your baby shoes anymore though, or walk around in them. You know, they were walking in these for that long. Right. You can't wear them. Yeah, see? They were wearing those shoes 40 years. Wearing it, walking around in the wilderness. So you know we walk on some nice pretty, as you would say, ground now. It's pretty now. It ain't nowhere near as pretty as them streets of gold that we're gonna see in New Jerusalem. But it is in some wilderness ground they was walking on. Verse 6. Ye have not eaten bread, neither have ye drunk wine or strong drink. Interesting. That ye might know that I am your Elohim. That's your. And when ye came unto this place, Sihon, the king of Heshbon, like king of devices. We may go into one day about what those names or some of those kings or places mean, because it tells a story, but it also tells you about different spirits that come up against each of those different kings that you see. They actually, and the places where they're from, actually represent certain types of spirits that actually come up against you. So it wasn't just, oh, they just had that name just to have a name. No. Sihon, the king of Heshbon. So it was like the king of devices. So that's like when one tries to, in a sense, it's like putting you in a vice. We know about vices. Those are things that hinder us, right? That's why they call that one Grand Theft Auto Vice, right? It was a bunch of stuff there that would you in vices. It's interesting. They call your phone, that thing would be on all the time, a device, right? They were slick trying to tell you something. They also call it a cell phone. But cell, yeah, like a jail cell. Let's continue. How you think? People they really ever go nowhere without that thing. That thing cleave their hand like how that sword clave to one of David mighty men hand. Let's continue. Verse 7, Deuteronomy 29. And when ye came unto this place, Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us unto battle, and we smote them. Keep in mind, that boy Og was no doubt, he was bigger than Goliath. Goliath would have been a baby to him. If they were hooping together, he would say, "Mouse in the house." You know, that's a phrase we say when we say, "We got a baby on me." You got somebody in the post, you playing basketball, you got somebody guarding you way shorter than you. Yeah, that's how big. Well, he'd been looking at Goliath like you a baby. Right. And when you came unto this place, Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us under battle, and we smote them. And we took their land, and gave it for an inheritance unto the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half tribe of Manasseh. Keep therefore the words of this covenant, and do them, that ye may prosper in all that ye do. Ye stand this day, all of you, before Yehoiakim, your captain of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your women, and your stranger that is in your camp, from the hewer of your wood unto the drawer of your water, that you should enter into covenant with Yehoiakim and into his oath. Pay attention there. His oath. Not no other oath, not no false oath. So yes, that means you ain't supposed to be in no masonry making oaths in that crap. You ain't supposed to be in no fraternities or sororities making oaths in that crap. Let's continue. They got y'all making oaths to false gods, Greek gods, all that. Let's continue. That you should enter into covenant with Yahuwah Eloheka and into his oath with Yahuwah Eloheka, cuts with you this day, that he may establish you today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto you Elohim, as he has said unto you, and as he has sworn unto your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Neither with you only do I cut this covenant and this oath, but with him that stands here with us this day before you, Elohim, as your hour. All right. But with him that stands here with us this day before you, Elohim, and also with him that is not here with us this day. Hallelujah. That's right. And be like us, the descendants of you. Let's continue. For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, the land of Mizraim. Right. And how we came through the nations which ye passed by. And ye have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them, lest there should be among you man, or a woman, or a family, or a tribe, whose heart turns away this day from your Elohim, to go and serve the Elohim of these nations, lest there should be among you a root that bears gall and wormwood. That's like that root of bitterness that we find in the book of Hebrews. Let's go there real quick. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15. Right. Let's see what it says. It says, looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of you, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. That's what happens when you go and serve those other nations. What comes up, a root that bears gall and wormwood, that's what gets brought forth. Bitterness gets brought forth. Like that's the bitterness. Then it says right after in Hebrews, it talks about who Esau. Lest you be that. So that shows you some other stuff that is when you go after those other. Let's continue. And it come to pass when he hears the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace. Though I walk in imagination of my heart, to add drunkenness to thirst. Yeah, right. That's vain. There is no peace, save you to the wicked. That's in Isaiah. No peace. Let's continue. Verse 20. Yahuwah will not spare him, but in the anger of Yahuwah and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him. And Yahuwah shall blot out his name from under heaven, and Yahuwah shall separate him unto evil. Whoa. Whoa. Out of all the tribes of Israel, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law, so that the generation to come of your children that shall rise up after you, and the stranger that shall come from a far land, shall say, when they see the plagues of that land, and the sicknesses which Yahuwah has laid upon it, and that the whole land thereof is brimstone, and salt, and burning, that is not sown, nor bears, nor any grass grows therein, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which Yahuwah overthrew in his anger and in his wrath. Even all nations shall say, wherefore has Yahuwah done thus unto this land? What means the heat of this great anger? Then men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of Yahuwah Elohai of their fathers, which he cut with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Mizraim. For they went and served other Elohim, and worshipped them, Elohim whom they knew not, and whom he had not given unto them. Do you see that? Right. He didn't give it. What is you doing he did not give to you? Come on. And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against this land, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. And Yahuwah rooted them out of their land in anger, and in wrath, and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day. Now the secret things belong unto Yahuwah Elohim, but the things that are revealed belong unto us in our tradition forever, that we may do all the words of this law. See, we can have a discussion about that, and I believe we're going to have one similar to that when it talks about we talk about the glory of Yah is to conceal a matter, but the honor of kings is to search it out. And remember, we're going to be kings and priests, right? Right. Let's continue. So we're on chapter 30 now. Ooh, this chapter is so pretty. It's a beautiful chapter, though. 29 was very beautiful too. All these. But watch this. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon you, the blessing and the curse. Watch this, y'all. Watch this, true Israel. We need to hear this. Pay attention. Which I have set before you, and you shall call them to mind among all the nations, whither Yahuwah Elohai has driven you, and shall return unto Yahuwah Elohai, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command you this day, you and your children, with all your heart, and with all your soul. Right, like he told us to do. Love him with all our heart, all our strength. Right. First commandment. Verse 3. That then Yahuwah Elohai will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you, and will return and gather you from all the nations, whither Yahuwah Elohai has scattered you. So understand who it was that actually scattered you. Come on. If any of yours be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahuwah Elohai gather you, and from thence will he fetch you. And Yahuwah Elohai will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. And he will do you good and multiply you above your fathers. And Yahuwah Elohai will circumcise your heart. So look, we see circumcision of the heart right here. Already, this is back in Deuteronomy 30, y'all. So even there, that he was already talking about circumcision of the heart. Come on. And Yahuwah Elohai will circumcise your heart and the heart of your seed, to love Yahuwah Elohai with all your heart and with all your soul, that you may live. Verse 7, and Yahuwah Eloheka will put all these curses upon your enemies. We're starting to see that happen. If we give attention to certain things that's been happening. And on them that hate you, which persecute you. And you shall return and obey the voice of Yahuwah, and do all his commandments, which I command you this day. And Yahuwah Eloheka will make you plenteous in every work of your hand, in the fruit of your body, and in the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit of your land, for good. For Yahuwah will again rejoice over you for good, as he rejoiced over your fathers. If you shall hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah Eloheka, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law, and if you turn unto Yahuwah Eloheka with all your heart and with all your soul. Let's go to Matthew 22:37 real quick. Because we keep seeing right here, that's what we got to do. Greatest commandment. Matthew 22:37 says, You should say unto him, you shall love Yahuwah Eloheka with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. He said, this is the greatest commandment. 89. Then what? Watch the next verse in Deuteronomy 30. Watch verse 11. For this commandment which I command you this day, it is not hidden from you, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that you should say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. Neither is it beyond the sea, that you should say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. Watch verse 14. But the word is very nigh unto you, in your mouth and in your heart, that you may do it. Let's go to Luke 17. Watch this. It's going to give us a little bit about the king as well. And then, of course, we're going to go to Romans where Paul quotes. People talk about the righteousness which is by faith, right? Understand that he's quoting from somewhere that's in the law. Okay? But guess what? We're going to get the rest of those verses because we're going to read Deuteronomy 3 all the way out. And that's why when you see it is written, go find where it is written, y'all. So you get the whole context of what it was that I was also reading and putting from and expounding upon. All right, Luke 17, 20 and 21. Verse 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of Yahuwah should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of Yahuwah comes not with observation. Neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of Yahuwah is within you. Come on. And we may have like a blog, a quick blog about that, but we may talk about that longer at some point. But let's go to Romans 10. Let's go to Romans chapter 10. We're going to start at verse 4. This is so beautiful. Romans chapter 10, verse 4. That is all right. For Mashiach is the goal of the law. Most you see end of the law, and people will run with that and say the law. Look, that's not what that means. So I love how this translation says the goal. It's just like when you have a goal or something, you have a goal to do something, right? That's interesting. That's the goal. That's why I said it's the schoolmaster to bring you to Christ. It's to bring you to Him. Don't mean you're done with doing it. It's to to. It's just like when you go to school, you should be keeping whatever. Say you go to trade school, all that you learned in trade school, you ain't gonna be like, oh, that's just done away with. I better not know that. No, you're gonna use. Come on, you're gonna use those. You're gonna use what you learn when you get to where you get. Come on, y'all. For Mashiach For Mashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believes. For Moshe describes the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which does these things shall live in them. Let's actually go to that verse real quick. That's Leviticus 18:5. That's why when we see y'all, if it's quoting us or it's saying it's written, go find it. Go to where it's at. Leviticus 18:5, I believe it was. We said we were going. Yes. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. Then he put his name on it. I am Yahuwah. Oh, he put his name on it then? Oh, you know he didn't change his mind. He done put his name on something. It's like there's people that's called by his name. He didn't change his about that being this people. Come on. So it says you shall live in them. That means that what is that? Just like the just shall live by his faith. You live. That means you gonna live. When you do them, you live. Because if you didn't do them, what happened? You died. When you sin lead to death. When Adam and Eve didn't do what they're supposed to do, they died. Because in his word, transgression of the law. I mean, Eve didn't have one fault. That thing he said. You disobey what he said. Because when he say something, it's law to you. If he tell you to do it, that's law to you right then. It's a consequence of the judgment for if you do not do it. Right. Come on. So yes, that shall live in them. You'll live. You will live. But the righteousness which is of faith speaks on this wise. Say not in your heart, who shall ascend into heaven? We just read that in Deuteronomy 30, correct, y'all? Right. All right. Then he says that is to bring up Mashiach again from the dead. But what says it? The word is not you, even in your mouth and in your heart. That's what we read in Deuteronomy 30 as well. That is the word of faith, which we preach. That if you shall confess with your mouth the sovereign Yahushua and shall believe in your heart that Yah has raised them from the dead, you shall be saved. But with the heart, man believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth, confession is made unto salvation. Now that's fire right there. That show you something about salvation. That said confession made unto salvation. That's interesting. You see that a lot of times people say something unto something. That means that's as a result of what you did. Because like we're going to talk about, well, he that endured to the end. So you put that out. You got it right there at that moment. You got salvation at the moment. You got to walk it out all the way to the end. You walk it out all the way to the end. You're saved. The heart man believes unto righteousness. So in his heart, what do we read? Let's read verse 14 again, because what we weren't, see right here when he quotes it, he said the word is not even in your mouth and in your heart, right? This is why we got to go and read it, because we read it. We read verse 14, but let's read it again. Watch, because we're going to get the whole of the verse. But the word is very nigh unto you, in your mouth and in your heart, comma, that you may do it. Come on. That you may do it. Right. As it pertains to righteousness, that's something you have to do. Come on. It wasn't just in your mouth just for it. It's just in your mouth. Oh, that's good. Oh, you got righteousness. That's good. Oh, you heard the word. But read what James was talking about it too. For the hearers of the law not justified, but the doers. Right. The just shall live by his faith. Not only will he live because he does it and his faith is not dead, but it's alive. Because he got works that show what he believed in. The works are the byproduct of what he believed. It's the byproduct of what was said to him, which is faith. It say faith come by hearing, hearing come by the word of Elohim. If we would have kept reading in Romans 10, we would find that in verse 17, correct? Correct. So people just thinking they're gonna get in just by works. No, people that think they're just gonna get in by faith, as in them just hearing and then not doing nothing. No, faith and works. Why you think he say what? Depart from me, you work of iniquity, for I never knew you. He said worker of iniquity. That means it was some works that means that person was doing works that was iniquity. That's what that means. Iniquity is lawlessness. Come on. He gonna say, I never knew you. Why he gonna say he didn't know you? Because who does he know, y'all? Who does he know? Yes, we know he know his sheep. Absolutely he does. Who he know? Those that do his command. Just like I said, if you know me, keep my commands. You love me, keep my command. That's who he know. He'll be like, I don't know you. I don't recognize you. You didn't depart from iniquity. That he that nameth the name of Christ depart from iniquity. We got one coming up soon called departures and arrivals. You want to depart from iniquity and arrive at the kingdom. You don't want to arrive at iniquity and he say depart from me. That's one little snippet from that one. That's going to be interesting. That one there. Yeah, it's like your departures and arrivals. When you get to an airport. All right. Verse 15, Deuteronomy 30. See, I have set before you this day life and good and death and evil. In that I command you this day to love your Elohim, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that you may live and multiply. And your Elohim shall bless you in the land whither you go to possess it. Look how many times we keep saying right here, keep his commandments. Love him and keep his commandments. That wasn't new when Christ said that. He was saying the same thing he'd been saying since the beginning. Right. He came to let you know and reiterate that's what that was. All right. Verse 17. But if your heart turn away, so that you will not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other Elohim and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that you shall surely perish. Surely. And that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whither you pass over the Jordan to go to possess it. I call the heavens and the earth to record this day against you. Yep, as witness against you. That's right. That I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life, that both you and your seed may live. Come on. Because he said he'll forget your children if you forget his. You better treat his law and his word and him like they understand. Because he tell you how to love him when he telling you in his law, he telling you. So, come on. That you may love your Elohim, and that you may obey his voice, and that you may cleave unto him. Cleave. For he is your life, and the length of your days. It says he is your life. Come on. And the length of your days, that you may dwell in the land which you was sworn to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give. Wow. Hallelujah. That's fire. That's so fire. That's so fire. Well, we're coming back on. I think we'll be able to come right back on Periscope, but we will be coming right back on um, Facebook Live. Periscope, I believe the one is about to die, or it's very, very low. Wow, that was awesome. That was beautiful. So, if you need to get in contact with us here at Yes Ministries, you can email us at Yes Ministries. Typing it in 45 at gmail.com. Okay, it's right there. But you can email us there. You can also go on Salvation and Glory, Salvation and Glory 7 on YouTube. Okay, so that's like this. Type that in as well. I'm gonna type that in. And Glory 7. Okay, that's the YouTube page. You can put that in the search box. Also, y'all remembers on Twitter. And you can also leave a message, on here. All right, so we'll be coming right back on Facebook Live. Shalom, brother Ricky. We're about to get off. We just finished, so we're gonna come right back on with another step. So if you see it, wherever you can hop back on. All right. On that note, say shalom, everybody.